Hey everyone, my name is Kumo and this is my reaction to the second episode of Hai to Gensou no Grimgar. So, the first episode, lots of world building, introduced to the characters, and I actually did type out the character names for the main party in a text document here so I can reference that, because it really is awkward when you try to give commentary on something and you don't know any of their names. Of course I remember Yume's name. I quite like Yume. I love some of the poses that she strikes, even the being upside down thing. It's fun to watch. But yeah, pretty much they were sent to this world. They immediately joined the volunteer soldier squad for the Ortana Borderland Brigade thing. And they're trainees. They were given 10 silver for joining, which is enough to live off of for a little bit if you live frugally, which our main characters are, for the most part. They are not having a whole lot of luck with earning money themselves, because Renji took the best of the best into his group, and what was left over is part of Haruhiro's group. And yeah, they're not doing so hot. They haven't even successfully killed a single goblin, I don't think. And the goblins seem like really sentient, don't they? Like, I don't think they've actually talked or anything, but I'm sure they can communicate with each other. It definitely felt like that. So, and they specifically went after Shihoru, who is the mage, the glass cannon. So, yeah, you can definitely tell there's some intelligence there. And, yeah, I think that's all I really had to say going into this, so let's get into it. As usual, there will be no audio or footage of the anime used in the reaction for copyright reasons. There is a timer in the upper left-hand corner, and subs below me to help you follow along. Let us begin in Okay, that was a bit of a false start there. Let's try that again. Let us begin in 3, 2, 1, play. And again with a Funimation opening intro. Yeah, you really do have sleepy eyes. Admittedly, the fact that he just woke up probably has something to do with it. Yeah, he did join the Thief Guild, so with a very nice lady training him. Was he really? He doesn't strike me as his type. Yeah, same. Of course, now to think about it, aren't they living frugally? Isn't alcohol fairly expensive? I mean, I guess you could write it off as an expense if you're gathering information. That's a good enough excuse, I suppose. Yeah, exactly. I'm not sure I could. I'm pretty attached to my electronic devices. Something weaker than goblins? They said goblins were the weakest it gets. Maybe a crippled goblin? Probably not, yeah. It would. That almost felt like a death flag, but... but pretty, that's the important part. Talk about drawing the short stick. No wonder we didn't see that part animated. That's pretty sad. A fist bump. That makes everything better. I usually don't watch anime with such a high guy to girl ratio. Feels weird. You have to survive. So that's what he focuses on as being odd. Not the mythical creatures he has to fight, but the slightly discolored moon. That's the problem. But yeah, we didn't get the opening in the first episode, so. Yeah, Renji's group is advancing really far ahead. They were able to buy their advanced badge thing. Whereas, meanwhile, they can't even defeat goblins. Pretty much the epitome of life isn't fair. Man, I could watch her practice her bow all day. If Yuma ends up dying, I'm going to be very upset. They wouldn't dare. That was an alright opening. The marbles were interesting. I guess they're supposed to represent the characters. Oh, did you finally find one that's a loner? Oh, damn. I was not prepared for that. That was just right there. I think I found my thumbnail. I feel like Yuma is going to be a lot of my thumbnails. If she keeps striking those poses, nobody can blame me. I mean, there was at least 3 or 4 potential thumbnails last episode. Yeah, this is pretty nerve-wracking. Just don't panic. You only get one shot at this. Who knows how nearby the others are. A surprise attack, it kind of defeats the purpose if you yell. I mean, she didn't hit you with the arrow. That's definitely an improvement. Come on, guys. This isn't going as good as it should. As well as it should. Yeah, he definitely has range. Good going. I mean, if all 6 of them can't beat one goblin when teamed up, they really are a lost cause. He was standing still. If he can swim, he can escape. A backseat fighter. Well, that almost looked like Chaos from the Rant series. The demon killing sword Chaos. And he's calling for help because you didn't kill him in time. Well, yeah, most sentient creatures wouldn't. Yeah, you really shouldn't just stand there staring at him this whole time. At least he's doing something. Let's try this again. There we go. It didn't do a huge amount of damage, but hitting him is progress. It looks like it. I thought I was going to push it in deeper. Though that's still pretty bad. But not lose an arm bad. Yeah, that's a blow we saw in the preview, I think. He cut through his helmet. That sword's no joke. Still, I would have went for a decapitation there instead. But they are very much panicked. It was far from graceful, but just pull out gently. It's my first time and blood's everywhere. That was a terrible joke. But yeah, as we found out last time, he can heal wounds, but he can't restore blood loss. So you really want to minimize how much that happens. Oh no, the booty's on you, man. I assure you. You know, in video games, you loot corpses like it's a natural thing to do. But when you see it in, like, a more realistic scenario, it does seem kind of messed up. And it's not even dead yet. You really should have confirmed it was dead before looting it. Yeah, that's a bit much for her to handle. Almost making me feel bad for the goblin. Which is the intent of this scene. Like, he really was just buying his own business. Gathering water. They came out of nowhere and murdered him just to steal his stuff. It's a little bit hard to see them as the good guys in this scenario. He's shaking. Yeah, and they're probably thinking that right now. Like, this is what we have to do to get by. It's definitely not pleasant, but you do have to do what you have to do. All that for 30 copper. It's something, at least. A silver is definitely nothing to sneeze at. It's 100 copper. But even though they didn't get a lot from that kill, it's progress. They have started to earn money, which is definitely a step in the right direction. Yeah, he probably was pretty affected by that. Like, he straight up mounted him and just stabbed him to death. It's hard not to feel like a murderer when you're doing that. I assume the show will mostly focus on Haruhi Hiro's group. We might just hear about Renji's group once in a while, how they're progressing, how they're always like one step ahead, or more than one step ahead. I think that's how this is gonna go. Because Renji was listed as a supporting character on the MyAnimeLIst page. But yeah, the music in general in the series is definitely solid. Like, the background music and the action scenes are cool. The more mellow, relaxed music like this is also pretty good. I don't even know if this is like a manga adaptation or what. I should probably look into that. You know you want it. Everyone is kind of doing their own thing. Not much to really commentate on this, to be honest. This segment. But there's a decent chunk left of the episode, so... Yeah, I can't get over that one shot of Yume's ass in the beginning of the episode. That was unexpected, but very nice. Yeah, you really don't want to spend more money than you have to. Like, they've started to earn a little bit of money, but don't want to push it. I actually thought he was clipping his nails or something for a second. But yeah, everyone is definitely finding their own things to do in this world aside from just the adventuring part. Some carving, some laid in the field of grass and flowers. Some playing with a cat. Ah, that's what that's about. Useful. Less useful. That would be quite the ability. But yeah, I do love Yume. A little bit. Too worried about surviving. But that is a great view. The infamous red moon. I mean, only time will tell the answers to those questions. It was bad for that goblin. Or something terrible will happen because he just said that. I think that's the entire point. Though the episode's almost over, they might cliffhanger us. I would not mind seeing a bath scene with Yume. Tomato, tomato. You do have to be prepared if you're gonna do this. Probably in his hair somewhere. That was fast. And ended about how you think it would. Yeah, hopefully at least got a decent view before. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see anything, which is the biggest disappointment there. Yeah, we didn't actually get any mention of Renji's group this time, did we? I mean, they have to meet up with the other group at some point in the series. Our goblin pouch is filled with our dreams. So yeah, that was the second episode of Gensou no Grimgar. I don't know why I keep trying to butcher that name. So yeah, this was a great episode. The first episode had a lot of world building, so there wasn't really a lot that actually happened. This episode, well, the second half was kind of uneventful, but the first half, they actually managed to get their first kill, which was they did discover a lone goblin who was getting some water at the stream, and it was very, very sloppy. Very, very sloppy. And there was definitely injuries on their side, but they did end up taking him down in the end. Now this scene, they were very much trying to push the idea that this is not a mindless creature that was attacking them, just to be something that just exists to be looted. Like, this is a creature, a sentient creature, who is minding his own business, is just trying to get by. He's suddenly attacked by these strangers and has to defend himself for his life and fails to in the end and is just murdered by them. And that is what happens. You can try to sugarcoat it all you want, but that is what it boils down to. But, it is survival of the fittest. Everyone's trying to survive. Sometimes one person's attempt to survive interferes with someone else's. That's just how it goes. You always have to kind of value your own existence over everyone else's when it comes down to it. But yeah, that really was all that happened in the episode if you think about it. They killed him, looted him, sold what they got from him, and then everyone just kind of did their own thing until the end of the episode. So there's really not much to recap on that. So yeah, I'm definitely interested in seeing more of it. This is a very good show, very interesting. So let me know what you thought of the anime. What you thought of my reaction in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you like it. Subscribe if you want to see more. And if you do want to see the next episode or my reaction to the next episode early, you can do so by going over to my Patreon to get early access to it. And I will see you in the next one. Have a good one.